In this CHSA update, we'll take a look at the question of the week. The question of the week is, what are the advantages to an employer from offering the option of a high deductible health plan and HSA to its employees? The first and most obvious advantage is the savings on the healthcare premiums. According to the Benefit Focus study last year, 40% reduction or variance between the annual premium on a high deductible health plan versus the traditional PPO. Now, this was based on the savings that an employee sees when it comes to their annual premium. So a significant savings on that healthcare premium. In addition, there's payroll savings associated with the health savings account. Employer and pre-tax employee HSA contributions avoid the payroll tax for both the employer and the employee. So you're looking at least 7.65% savings on FICA alone. And it's important to keep in mind that that Medicare portion of FICA, the 1.45%, is not capped based on income. So even high income individuals will continue to see savings when it comes to that portion of the tax. Attract and retain employees. That high deductible health plan and the HSA can attract and retain employees. One size doesn't fit all when it comes to healthcare. Millennials choose high deductible health plans at a higher rate than the older individuals, such as baby boomers. And when you look at the millennial, it makes all the sense in the world for them. Why, when they have a lower on average spend on healthcare, do they want to pay a much higher annual premium for insurance they most likely don't need? 100% chance you pay your premium, not 100% chance you pay your deductible. So having that choice is a positive in attracting and retaining employees. Another advantage with that HSA is that the employer is provided a great deal of flexibility as to how they will fund that HSA. They could fund it at zero, not fund it at all for the employee, or they could max out the HSA for their employees. They have a great deal of flexibility on how they'll utilize that HSA. In addition, if the HSA is an option on the cafeteria plan, they're able to do matching contributions or tie it to a wellness program. There's flexibility there for that employer. In addition, when it comes to the employees, they're also provided the flexibility as to how to fund and how to use that HSA. Are they looking at that HSA as a tool to help them today when it comes to taxes and paying for their healthcare costs, or are they looking at it as a retirement planning tool and they're going to start paying expenses out of pocket and then later on search for reimbursement so they can max out that triple tax-free characteristic of the HSA? A low administrative burden for the employer is another advantage of that health savings account. Generally, an HSA is not subject to ERISA. We will speak next week in the question of the week a little bit more about ERISA and HSAs. HSAs are also individual accounts, and thus much of the compliance responsibility is with the employee. So very low administrative burden when it comes to the HSA. And finally, last but definitely not least, the HSA as a retirement planning vehicle. As we've talked about, HSAs are a powerful tool to help prepare for one of the largest expenses in retirement, healthcare. So that HSA, in addition and complementary with that 401k, is another way to help individuals achieve a successful retirement, which is, as we know, extremely important to employers who want their employees to be able to retire when they want and not just hanging on because they financially can't afford to retire. So again, that HSA as a retirement planning vehicle is another major advantage that employers should consider when deciding to offer this as an option. So that's the question of the week. All prior CHSA updates, including these questions of the week, can be found at accesspointhsa.com under the CHSA designee resources, CHSA update tab. You will need your email address and your password. If you don't know what your password is, reach out to us at info@accesspointhsa and we'll reset it for you. Also, if you have any suggestions for future topics or any questions, please reach out again through info@accesspointhsa and we'll include your question as a question of the week. Thank you.